The holiday lights are everywhere as people try to capture the joy and festive spirit of the Christmas season, in spite of the times we are living in. One giant blessing this year has been the way our pastors all over the Pacific Union have responded to the pandemic. They've kept us connected, engaged, and inspired, all while going through the same challenges we are all facing. Today, we feature two of our wonderful pastors. Todd Leonard is the senior pastor of Glendale City Church in Glendale, California. He's an amazing pastor, one who is willing to share openly and honestly about his own personal mental health journey, while staying connected to his congregation and inspiring them with dynamic messages. Firmly believing that robust spirituality develops when a broad diversity of people come together in community, Pastor Leonard and Glendale City Church continue to live their mission of revealing the love of Christ in all its tenderness and grandeur to the community in which they live. He joined me by Zoom recently to talk about mental health, especially during the holidays. Pastor Todd, thanks so much for joining us today for this important topic.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, mental health, depression, anxiety, these are issues that sometimes as church members we don't tend to talk about a lot, but these are issues now, and they always have been. But tell me exactly who is impacted by mental health issues during the pandemic?
Well, I think what I'm reading in reports from those who are researching this is I think most every human being has suffered some mental health challenges, maybe minor, maybe nothing serious, but this has been an unprecedented time where everything that is normal for us has basically gone out the window. And because of that, I think all of us have struggled to some degree with our own mental wellness during this time. With that said, those of us who are already struggling with a mental illness such as depression or anxiety, or more severe ones like being bipolar, certainly the pandemic has exacerbated those significantly. And for me personally, who have an ongoing battle with depression, I've certainly felt the effects of deeper depression during some of the pandemic time that we've been through.
And what could you tell our audience, our viewers, about some of the signs? What are some of the earliest signs that we should be, aware of and cognizant of?
There's a number of signs, and there's certainly, you can go online and go to someplace like the Mayo Clinic, and it'll list maybe 15 or more signs. But I would say the top three signs that I've noticed, and with other folks that I've talked to, just a lack of interest in the normal things of life. Your hobbies that you enjoy doing when you have the free time, you no longer are interested. The people that you like to talk to by phone, you're no longer looking or wanting to talk to. The normal activities of life no longer bring you any joy that they usually do. Another one is your sleep really is off. Hard to sleep at night often, and then dozing off during the day. And no matter how much you sleep, you're always tired. And that's probably the third related item is fatigue. Just fatigue and exhaustion, and just no energy for anything. And it's normal for most any human being to have a day or two of that from time to time. But when it continues for longer periods of time, and psychologists suggest anything over 2 weeks, you're really starting to deal with something a more severe form of depression or anxiety.
And can you give us 3 or 4 things a person can do that's, they might not want to pick up the phone and try to find a therapist right away, but what simple things they can do? Obviously, talk to your doctor. I know people don't want to go to ER right now. They don't want to go to hospitals, but, if you have a GP, certainly talk to a doctor.
Absolutely. And I think that's, the benefit of this type of, if you're recognizing this is something that can be diagnosed by telehealth. Get on a video call with your primary care doctor and talk with them and share with them your concerns. And they may have knowledge that they could either prescribe a mild medication that might just help a little bit, or it could also refer you to a doctor who specializes in mental health medication, and also and maybe to a psychologist. There's something really important, I think, about that people may not understand about psychology and meeting with a psychologist is just the opportunity to talk and have somebody listen
Mhm.
actively and attentively to you, and to honor what your feelings are,
Mhm.
and to tell you that what you're going through is, you're not crazy. This is something that
Mhm.
you can work through and that you will come out the other side of. To have somebody be there with empathy and with hope is a wonderful gift. And a number of insurance plans will cover some
Mhm.
psychologist visits, and certainly your insurance will cover a meeting with a psychiatrist or somebody with mental health medicine specialization to help you maybe look at getting some mild medication like I take to just help kind of keep me from going into those deeper places. More on
Oh.
the you're taking your own action,
Mhm.
getting out in the sun for a half
Mhm.
hour. If you have a patio or front porch, or can take a walk down to a park or something for 30 minutes, the sunshine is so important to good mental health.
And
And
exercise.
the exercise, yeah,
Mhm.
just that walk, making yourself do it, and then making yourself pick up the phone or turn on FaceTime or Skype
Mhm.
and talk with somebody who normally brings you joy. Don't talk to the person who's hard to talk to, but talk to your friends that you enjoy, and make yourself do that. There's one of the huge things we miss right now is because of church can't meet together. We don't
Right.
have that encouragement of being together in one space. And so the next best thing is to reach out to that friend or loved one on Skype or Zoom or Facebook, FaceTime, and
And
make a
where is the
connection.
church? We can't meet together, but where is the church in all this? You're a pastor.
Mhm.
How are you keeping connected with your members?
And I think that's one of the ways that you can seek some encouragement and help, is to make that call to your pastor. And a number of pastors, not all pastors unfortunately, but a number of pastors do have a healthy understanding of mental health challenges,
Mhm.
and you may find somebody who can really pray and encourage you, and even maybe make a referral to you. They're not a mental health professional,
Mhm.
but they may very well have somebody they could refer you to. Also, if your church, like our church, offers gatherings during the week for Bible study, where you could get
Mhm.
on a Zoom call and actually interact with people and have that Bible study conversation. When I attend those, I can tell you my own mental health is so much better from
Hmm.
spending time with people that I know love me and they know I love them. Do the duty of prayer meeting if your church offers a midweek online prayer meeting. It will do you good
It
just to
will
have
lift
that
your
social
spirits.
interaction. Absolutely.
Right. Well, Christmas is around the corner, and Christmas too is a time for people that don't have loved ones around. That this is a hard time for depression anyway. So,
Yes.
in pandemic, add all this up. What just last word of hope can you give us for the holiday season? Just some closing thoughts.
I would say be gracious to yourself first of all.
Mhm.
Um, let yourself know and prepare yourself now that if you do have a stretch of darkness or depression, that it's not permanent, that it's
Mhm.
not going to last forever, and say, you know what, I will get through this. It doesn't feel like it right now, but I will get through it. Um, and then and then trust in the people who love you, that they want to be there with you. And
Mhm.
so where you have a child or a parent or a loved one, or a good friend who you can talk to during this time, use the friendship that has blessed both of you throughout the years.
Mhm.
Take advantage of that now during the holidays, and take care of yourself. You're worth it. You matter to God. God loves you.
Mhm.
And this mental illness has nothing to do with God not loving you. It's a part of one of the human sufferings that many of us deal with.
Mhm.
And it has nothing to do with God's love for you. God is with you, and God will see you through this.
Thank you, Pastor Todd, and a very, very blessed, peaceful Christmas to you and your family.
Thank you, Connie. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thanks. We have a list of helpful resources in our bulletin. The Pacific Union College Church welcomed new lead pastor Shonda Nunez this summer after searching for more than a year for the right candidate. Pastor Nunez has served the Northern California Conference since 2015, most recently at the Capital City Church in Sacramento, California. She is the first Black woman pastor to serve within the conference, where she was ordained in June 2018. We close our program today with her inspiring Christmas devotional.
Season's greetings, everyone. Christmas for so many is seen as the most wonderful time of the year. Yet for others, it's the hardest time of the year. Maybe we've lost loved ones this year. Or maybe we've experienced some other loss this year that accentuates the senses of sadness and loneliness that we may be having. But if we could just pause for one moment and consider what Christmas time is all about, if we could just pause and consider the essential message of Christmas, it is that Emmanuel came and that he is God with us. Christmas is about undoing loneliness. Christmas is about the fact that none of us is alone, but that God is with us. Jesus Christ, God's one and only Son, is God with us. Isaiah 7:14 and Matthew 1 verse 23 both declare that this virgin is going to come and she's going to bear a child and she's going to call his name Emmanuel, God with us. And what joy and what peace and what comfort we could receive in knowing that he is with us. It has been an absolutely crazy year. We have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And maybe we've even said, God, where are you in the midst of this chaos? But today, I invite you just to stop and to reflect on the fact that in spite of everything that we have seen this year, he is still Emmanuel. God is still with us. Oh, Emmanuel. It is my prayer for each and every one of you that this Emmanuel, God with us, that we are talking about today will come alive in your hearts as you contemplate the true meaning of Christmas.